Jos Huske will start heat number 3 from pole position with Dax Farah alongside. Caden Simpson and Aaron Turacek are on route number 2 with Max Wheatley and Toby Dukes on route number 3. Row 4, Alex Jones and Aston Brown with Daniel Minto and Logan Lauder, Harry Neeson and Jack Hutchinson alongside. Sebastian Clark, he starts in 13th. Lucy Lovell and Ella Lucia complete the grid here in this random format. Just having a quick look at the live chat. Before we went to lunch, we had in a nutshell and saying, what's the top speed of these cars? Always want to know. Well, Honda Cadet, they, depending on gearing and the length of the track, they can normally get up to around about 56, 57 miles an hour, with the top end of the Rotax classes adding another 10 to 15 at least onto that. So plenty quick enough when your posterior is around about an inch off the tarmac. So I'm just having a quick look as well. Just Stuart Simpson, just say a quick well done to Caden Simpson in Micromax. Broke his index finger last night, but is still battling on through the pain. So Caden will be out in this third heat then for Micromax in a few moments' time, and he's racing each corner through gritted teeth. So all credit to Caden Simpson. Finn Collister wanted to know why no Pro Kart. Unfortunately, we didn't have quite enough to make it a viable proposition, unfortunately, on this one. But with the championship already being settled, that could have potentially been part of it, but also it wouldn't have changed any of the positions further down either, so no real harm done. Also, Rob Berryman was saying, hope the drivers involved in the incident are okay. I'm pleased to report that they are, and they're watching, cheering on the girls, and that's Layla Berryman. Well, there's 2 of them in this one. They'll be going off their random grid positions of 14th and 15th, respectively, in Ella Lucia and Lucy Lovell. Rotax is then making their way around, the youngest of the Rotax family. Into roll round. Jos Huske for the first time will go off pole position. Caden Simpson getting into position, having been slightly out on that opening lap. Round the final corner they come, then into the tram lines. Let's see if they get the go-ahead to go racing. They do, and we're away and racing with Jos Huske on the inside of Dax Farah. Farah hard on the brakes later as well as Caden Simpson takes a huge chunk of curb on the inside in his 8-minute plus 1 lap as Adam Turacek comes down the inside into Shoemakers. He's through as well on Jos Huske, and that moves him up into 2nd place. Hard on the brakes into the hairpin down there at Holmes. Down the hill into that right-hander at Barney's. The track opening up. Run that in 2 configurations. You can even have the tyres all the way out to the first white line. That really makes it a hairpin. Then into an immediate left-hander, or that one which basically opens the hairpin up from a 180 to around about 130-degree corner. Still getting hard on the brakes though for our drivers. And this configuration, I think, aids overtaking a little bit more, because at least then they can come down the inside and make the move stick rather than having the immediate cutback. Adam Turacek leads the way then from Dax Farah and Daniel Minto, with Max Wheatley and Jos Huske in front of Caden Simpson, Logan Lauder, Alex Jones, Harry Neeson, Aston Brown are your top 10, with Dukes Lovell, who's made a good start, moving up 3 places up into 12th in front of Sebastian Clark, Ella Lucia and Jack Hutchinson. Hutchinson, driver of the 31. Real improvement this season, and he's just currently trying to go round the outside of Sebastian Clark down there. Just saw it out the combox window. Really sticking with the pack now is Jack Hutchinson, who's made great strides forward. Speaking of strides forward, I get the feeling we're going to see a Daniel Minto move down the inside into Degner 1. He's through but runs a little bit wide, and that's going to allow Dax Farah to come back to the inside. Wheatley could be there as well. Farah is through but then runs wide himself. Minto is through, and Wheatley is straight into the gap that was created by Daniel Minto. 2 minutes in, and Adam Turacek has already got a gap of 1.5 seconds back to everybody else, with Farrett, then Minto and Wheatley. Hushka now has been overtaken by Caden Simpson. Then it's Harry Neeson down the inside of the 33 of Logan Lauder. They've got Alex Jones and Aston Brown on the back of them in 9th and 10th respectively. Now Neeson's going to try the same move into the hairpin. He gets down the inside of Jos Hushka. Through he goes. And now Logan Lauder does exactly the same move down into Barney's. Alex Jones and Aston Brown are through as Jos Hushka goes very, very wide down there and has to slow down before he comes into contact with the tyre wall on the outside. So he's going to drop a number of places. That's going to put him down to at least 10th, I think, behind Brown. Quick look over the shoulder, though, from Daniel Minto. He's being pushed along by Max Wheatley, who's been very impressive in his first outing in the Cadet Kart Championship in the Micro Max ranks. The gap, though, to the race leader, Adam Turacek, is 2.7 seconds, which is going to be a lot even for a driver of Daniel Minto's talents to close in 4 minutes. It's almost 7 tenths per lap when you factor in the overtake as well. Another move as well. That looks like Logan Lauder down the inside of Caden Simpson. It is. Now Simpson has Jones, and Jones takes a bit of curb on the outside. That's going to put him slightly wide, and Aston Brown's going to jump into the gap where he was down the inside. Brown on the back of Caden Simpson. They're still going to be side by side on exit. Jones has run round. Jones now comes to the inside to try and get through, and Aston Brown has to relent. Heading towards roughly half race distance. We are past it in terms of time, as that 1 lap will be added at the end as well. Lucy Lovell coming now onto the back of this battle in front as she continues to grow and improve throughout the day, and is really now starting to mix it. She's inside the top 10, having got past Jos Hushka up into 10th place. Hushka then down into 11th, sandwich in the middle between Ella Lucia, then Sebastian Clark, Jack Hutchinson and Toby Dukes, who had that issue in heat number 2. Having a look, he was 4 seconds behind last time, and he's not, you can't see him behind Jack Hutchinson. Keeping an eye out as to where he may well be. Certainly not running round out there on track at sort of visuals, and I can see him actually walking down the pit lane. So Toby Dukes, for the 2nd time today, retires here at Ellough Park. Gap for the lead is out to 3.3 seconds now. Two minutes remaining. Picking up on some on penalties as well in the in that Honda Cadet race a few moments ago. 5 seconds for Max Gray-Trex for gaining an advantage through contact. There was one for Larry Price. That would have been before the incident that caused his retirement anyway on lap number 3. And a 5-second penalty for Sebastian Bierman for a jump start in that one, the driver of the 37. Minute and 20 remaining. Minto coming under pressure from Max Wheatley. The gap to the lead, still continuing to go out at the front. 3.7 seconds is the gap. Minute remaining, just under. So when they come round next time, they will get that last lap board. Fast personal best for Wheatley in third place. Aston Brown staying with Alex Jones in your battle for the championship. Really just needs to stick with the 30. Even if the 30 gets past the 35 of Dax Farrer, it's not really a huge deal, and Jones does just that down the inside into Barney's. It's only going to be a 2-point difference between the two of them. Last lap board is out then. Turacek leads by 3.8 seconds from Max Wheatley and Harry Neeson. Logan Lauder and Alex Jones. Dax Farrer, Aston Brown and Lucy Lovell with Jos Huschke. Ella Lucia, Caden Simpson's dropped outside the top 10. He's down into 12. Sebastian Clark, Jack Hutchinson and Toby Dukes. 5 laps down, having retired at half race distance. Your race leader already making his way round the hairpin at Alan Wones and heading towards the final corner. Through he comes. Adam Turacek for the second time today takes victory in Micromax. That should put him on pole position for the final. Minto's going to be second, but he's been pushed all the way home by Max Wheatley for second and third respectively. Neeson is in fourth, Lauder, then Jones, Farrer, Brown, Lovell and Huschke, completing your top 10 in front of Lucia, Simpson, Clark, Hutchinson and Dukes.